New numbers out this morning detailing how Americans feel and think President Biden is handling his job in the Oval Office right now. 41%, take a look right there, of Americans approve. Nearly 60% are disapproving of how Biden is handling the job. CNN's Harry Enten is here with much more on this. It's not just the number as it stands right there, Harry. For you, it's always how it stacks up against history of other presidents.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, the only one who was noticeably worse was Jimmy Carter. You know, we always said Donald Trump had such a low approval rating, right? But if you look, what you see is that Donald Trump's approval rating was actually slightly larger than Joe Biden's was at this point. Trump was at 43%. Biden is at just 41%. So he's doing worse than Trump, who he was always saying was doing so poorly. And I'll note the reason why that his approval rating is so low at this point is because it comes down to the economy. If you look at Joe Biden's approval on the economy right now, it stinks. It is well below 40%. You see it there, 37% approval on the economy. And that's the top issue in our poll. So I don't think it's much of a surprise if you are stinking on the issue that's most important to the American public, that your approval rating also stinks.
The timing of the poll is important as well. This is polled through the month of July. This is also as there's been a slew of good reports on the economy that's been coming in. That must be a real head scratcher for the Biden team.
I think it is a real head scratcher, and it's just something we've seen. Even as the economy's gotten better, Joe Biden's overall approval rating and his approval rating on the economy really hasn't gotten much better. But the thing I'll note, you know, inflation, yes, it's down compared to a year ago, but compared to 2 years ago, it's still way up. So I think people are taking the longer range view than just the shorter one over the last year.
And again, it's such a personal issue how you feel, how your economy is, how your personal economy is, and that's what voters have to look at and have to deal with. But also on in this poll, people are also asked who they trust more on the handling of major issues. This really sticks out.
Yeah, it does. You know, they asked congressional Republicans or the President of the United States. And we know congressional approval rating tends to be very, very low.
Yeah, like in the tank. I mean, like you can say it without even looking at the latest poll.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Mass murderers sometimes have greater approval ratings than Congress. But what we see here is that more people actually trust congressional Republicans than President Biden on the most important issues of the day. And this, to me, is a very worrying sign for the president going into the presidential election year, because the fact is, if he's doing this poorly against congressional Republicans, imagine how he might do against a presidential candidate from the Republican side.
That's a really interesting number to...
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Trouble in Paradise at CNN. The simps for Joe Biden, the people who clapped and were so excited about Joe Biden campaigning from his basement and ran his campaign for him, are now turning on Joe Biden. We predicted this a long time ago. We predicted they would run article after article after article on Joe Biden. They would turn on him. They would roast him like dogs, these people, and we have proved it. What you saw there was a clip of Harry Enten, 2.5 minutes of just pure savagery, saying that Joe Biden sucks at his job, that no one is competent that is running his economy or his administration. And of course, we're seeing the results of that in America, getting his credit downgraded, the stock market crashing, the banks collapsing, and the American dollar buying less than it ever has in our lives. And get ready, the recession is right around the corner. People are always saying that Joe Biden is more popular than Donald Trump, yet Donald Trump had higher polling ratings right now in his presidency than Joe Biden has. So Joe Biden is less popular than Donald Trump, just period, just based on pure data. Joe Biden's economy sucks, obviously, as we have covered. And CNN is talking about that because CNN is like this close to being sold at the auction block. CNN is already been sold for peanuts to Warner Discovery. And now it looks like David Zaslav, who owns Discovery, or who's running the CEO of Discovery, is looking to sell CNN, looking to spin it off. So panic attack there. And then Harry Enten saying effectively that the economy is just crushing Joe Biden again and again, and that congressional Republicans are more popular than Joe Biden, which is very rare for that to happen, for like Congress to have any type of popularity. Again, you saw it in the clip, but it was like, it's worth noting, like this isn't normal. What are they doing? They're hedging. They're saying that Joe Biden isn't going to win, and we are scared, and it's time for the old switcheroo. And putting Donald Trump in prison, that ain't going to cut it. It's going to make him more popular. Watch.
Question is, how solid a candidate is Joe Biden?
That's the problem. That's exactly the problem.
And
what is exactly the problem?
That we don't know how solid a candidate Joe Biden is.
We know he's not a solid candidate.
Exactly.
He is struggling. I mean,
within his own party.
It is hard to watch.
I love the struggle session and the psychiatry couch of CNN. Just listening to it's fun to tune into CNN to just listen to the libs like have panic attack and existential crises among themselves. We've been saying it for a while, and I'll repeat myself again. Dude, they don't care about Joe Biden. Nobody likes Joe Biden. Joe Biden is trash. They want the switcheroo. They don't want to have to simp for this man again. And so now you're going to see the slow and surely tightening of the noose. And they're going to say, oh, yeah, he's corrupt. They're going to start actually covering it. And they're going to start going after the documents. And all these major issues are going to come riling up. You'll see it. But it's not because they actually want to be journalists. It's because they want power. And so they want someone who's not Joe Biden to win. That person is going to be Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is already running a fundraising operation, the likes of a presidential campaign, telling people behind the scenes that he's going to run for president. What's going on there? Ooh, baby. It's going to be an interesting 2024. Stay tuned. And if CNN is going based, if CNN is turning on Biden, man, we're going to have a bloodbath on our hands. Get ready. It's going to be wild. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe to End Communism. See ya.